1st of July 2026. And you're tuned in to Women Radio WFM 91.7, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. Good morning to the ladies of HerLens. Good morning to our HerLens family out there. Fumi, good morning. Buki, good morning. How are you both this beautiful morning?
Good
Yeah,
morning,
I'm
Andy.
doing great, and I want to thank God. Yeah, I'm fine. And you too. Thank God it's Friday. Yeah, thank God it's Friday. Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's greet our people, our family. Yeah, our Lens family, anywhere on the surface of the earth.
Mhm.
We greet you, we salute you, we celebrate you. Thank you for always joining the conversation. Yeah, Fumian, how are you doing as well? And Nima?
I, I'm good. I've been battling malaria, but we
Yeah,
thank
it
God
is
that we don't
well.
look like what we are going through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I'm
Though it
feeling the
shows on your face, it shows a bit on your
a bit
face.
of
Yeah.
it.
I know you're just packaging yourself, but it is well with
Hello.
you. It is
I
well with
am. It
you.
started. I've been
Yeah.
saying I need rest. I saw so the malaria is stress malaria. I've been under a lot of
Mm.
women radio pressure. A lot of work being done, and I'd been saying it, Nima, I've been saying, oh, I need to rest, oh, I need to rest. And I was it last week, I was telling my colleagues, I said, that I want to go on break. On HR was like, on break as how, if you go on break, what will now happen? I was like, please, you guys. So I'd already started feeling the weight of, when you've been under so much stress and pressure. I'd already started feeling the weight of it. And typically your body will tell you first, but I wasn't. I was unable to rest. Basically, I was unable to even get
Mm.
small time to rest.
Mm.
So as that was it Wednesday, it came to a head. In fact, my eyes were hurting as well. I went to my opticians thinking maybe it was my eyes that were hurting because I've not been able to see properly with my glasses. So I went there on Saturday, and they said, oh, that first time in my life I found out that there was something called eye pressure. The way we have blood pressure, we also have eye pressure. I just noticed that when he was using the instrument, my eyes, I don't know, it was there was just something that was, I don't know how to explain it. And it goes, oh, your eye pressure is pretty high. And I was like, yeah, it wasn't here. So, and it's not as if there's anything causing it per se. So it gave
Stress.
me a drop to use. So I've been using that, but I just realized that
Mm.
it didn't seem like I was getting any better. So I knew, okay, this is because my body is tired and I need to take a rest, time to rest. Even now, Seth, I should be off, I should be sleeping, but I'm like, oh, this is me. I've turned into the people that
You,
I used to
you,
use.
you know you're just stressing yourself.
I
I
am.
told you that day to buy me 10 liters of ice cream and a big bucket of chicken, and you
So
can go
that
and rest.
okay, so this was my fault. I mean, no wahala, no wahala. So,
Yeah,
but
your body is telling you, it's giving you signs. So
it
take time
is.
to rest. Yeah, absolutely.
It
And
is.
rest the
Thank
face.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you
It is
so
well
much.
with you.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
see that Susan is at the door. I'm trying to quickly post the link. Oh, it's a
Yeah, it
recurring.
was not. Yeah, she has to go up. Unlike we always
Yeah,
post the link every
I
day.
didn't even
She's not
remember
there.
to do that today. So sorry. Okay,
Mm.
I have posted it now so she can join. Okay. Yeah, this matter I wanted us to celebrate on sibling rivalry. And the reason for that is because hi Susan, good morning.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, Nima. Good
How are
morning, Mambuki. Good morning, Halens family.
Morning.
I'm
Nice,
doing
nice,
great.
nice to hear you. Missed you
you? Yes,
yesterday, but
we
trust
do.
Thank you.
again.
I'm even going out now. I'm just waiting for
Yeah,
my
àwa
cab
ti ń rí
money.
àti rí pẹ̀lú gbogbo ojú tó ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Oh, sir, oh, ẹ̀yin lọmọ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Ó sì lọ
Gbogbo
pẹ̀lú
ojú
kíkọ́
tó ń
ẹ̀rí kíkọ́
sọ̀rọ̀.
lórí mi.
It's
Ẹ
not
Ẹ̀rí
by
fìyẹn
the
kíkọ́ tí
sílẹ̀.
mo ṣe.
Ẹ
it's
fìyẹn
not by
sílẹ̀.
the
Gbogbo
Kiko.
exactly, it's not by what you do, it's what we see.
You people should be making me blush. See, my cheeks are
Gẹ́gẹ́,
turning pink.
gẹ́gẹ́.
A fine girl is a fine girl. Forget about it. Okay. Sibling rivalry. And so if I think everybody who's been paying attention to what's been going on with us with some of our celebrities is not the sibling rivalry or is between P Square is not a new phenomenon. This is something that's been going on since forever. I remember when it first started, it was they're fighting because Peter got married to Lola, and I think Lola is a bit older, and apparently the mom wasn't having it. Eventually, they got married. It's just been like back and forth, back and forth. When their mom died, I think they were even still fighting when their mom died, and then now, so 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we started off talking about, Nigerian languages and how important it is, and how he came out to say, "Oh, I, I, I'm amazed by seeing my children speak French. Maybe I should buy a house in Paris." And then that conversation just spiraled out of with the lightheartedness that it was. And then his twin brother came and said, "No matter what I do or say, my Nigerian language, something, something." And people are like, "How are you coming out to?" You consider your brother, because people were not coming for his brother. You consider your brother is coming under a lot of heat because he said, "Oh, Niger language help," and then you're coming to say Niger language is the best. I'm proud of who I am, and people were just really, really amused. Like, if this is like, how do you come out to join people that are stoning your brother? Rivalry or fight or not? Now there are different reasons why this fight has been ongoing. Like I said, him getting married to his wife. There's even the mismanagement of funds, financial issues. To be honest, money is what causes 99.9% of problems in this world. Let's just put that one out there. So their older brother used to be their manager, then there was fight. So Paul, the one with the dreads, sided with Jude, and then Peter is on his own. Da, 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 da. Yesterday, Peter comes out with a video. I think I even stepped up watching it, about how he's not been talking. His brother is always dissing him. His brother is always coming at him. Da, 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 da. And I was like, people are like, and their mother has died, though. Their mother will be rolling in her grave. Oh. But if memory serves me correctly, the mom too was sort of like instrumental for it. And that's why I'm glad that we have people that have siblings here. We have mothers here. We have sisters here. And I just never understand. Not that I don't understand. Who do we blame when it comes to sibling rivalry? Because I believe that, because it's not, they say "Omo iya kan náà ò kí ń jà," but in this case, these are children from the same mom. Children, I don't know the remaining of this, but I know that part of the proverb. Like the children, they're not just random children, they're twins from the same sack. They're not twins from different sack. When they're from the same sack, they're identical. So I remember for many years, people didn't know who was who. So who do we blame for this? How do we it's just really, really sad to see grown men, they're 44 years old, grown men still going at each other at 44. I don't, Bookie, you're the peacemaker, maybe, because I don't know. It's a lot. I'm not even going to lie, but go ahead.
Okay, once again, I want to say good morning to everybody. I guess we are talking about sibling rivalry now, right? But we are using the Okoye's family as a reference point.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear. Okay, that's fine. Let me start from the fact that sibling rivalry has been on, so it's not now. And psychologists, they have sat down to actually really understand why would siblings have rivalry among themselves. Let us face the brutal facts. The people born, they are just born by the same parent. Yes, they came through the same womb, but they have different personalities. Their upbringing, it depends on who and who they interface with. There are times that some children will stay together in primary school, but secondary school, they go to different schools. So all those experiences are shaping them. Some might end up going to different universities. Their experiences shape them. Some of them will marry different people. All these things shape them. However, there is a thin line which has to do with when all of them were staying with their parents at an early age. And I'm coming to that. If you trace some of them, you find out that the parents caused it. Some intentionally, some unintentionally. Some will do it unconsciously by picking sides, favoritism.
Yeah.
That when everybody gets to know that, oh, mommy likes this one, daddy likes this one, then when it comes to consequences, instead of using the same yardstick, because you have a soft spot for this person, you lower the consequence. They are watching. You have already started causing sibling rivalry. Then, when you do not intentionally bring them together and tell them that, hey, pump it into them. If you want to use the word to brainwash them, brainwash them that all of you must speak one language. I love the story of this man who called his children to say, when you are outside, even if your brother did wrong, all of you must come together as one. They must see you as one. But when you now come inside the house, we can now talk the matter. But when you are outside, you must have a common front, telling them the importance of unity. It starts from the home. When the children are young, do not assume that these things, they will get to know it. And also, what did they see you do? Because when they hear you, we are talking about your own brother. You are fighting with your own brother in their presence, and they are seeing everything. Consciously, you are putting in the seed that brothers do fight, and they fight dirty. And some of the common causes: competition for recognition. Oh, mommy or daddy must recognize me. When you don't love somebody, and the other person that is trying to seek attention, that one also will now begin to, do all kinds of things to just get your, attention. They're already causing rivalry. Some of them, it will not even come out until they get married or when they start working. That seed that you have sown will now come out. You, as the mother or as the father, will say, but you are brothers, but you caused it, but you did not know. Then I've talked about perceived unfair treatment by parents. A whole lot of parents are guilty. It's time to reflect. What have I done? What have I caused? What is my own responsibility in all this? Then money and inheritance, greediness, ojukokoro. Even friends that are not from family, once there is money to be shared, wahala. They are still in court, mind you, talking about the Okoye's family. They are still in court. The next judgment is still in September 21. And they started this for how many years now? So when siblings are in court, what does that tell you? There's a big crack. Is this something that you cannot sort out in the home? That one of you had to, I think it was Jude or maybe it was Peter that is the defendant or whatever it is. Most importantly, that they're in court. And it's based on money. We're talking about 1.3 billion and another $1 million fraud. So it's big. They are now in court. Then, like I've mentioned earlier, differences in personality. People are different. And then exposures also make people different, because whatever you have been subjected to, whatever experiences you have gone through, also has something to do with your mindset. Then power and control, right? Communication breakdown, when you are not able to communicate. And Nigerian families, we are guilty of that. we have not been able to train our children on how to communicate. Even because even we as parents, we don't even know how to communicate. We do a lot of silent treatments. And the children are watching and they believe that this is the best, except those who now go outside of their comfort zone to now go for seminars, go for counseling, or they're exposed to books, or they're exposed to, write things. When you say, oh, you talk too much. And then when the other person is talking, you don't tell the person
You
that is
allow
talking
them.
too much. So these things are just there. You are sowing that seed, but you do not know when the tree will start growing and fruits will start appearing. Say, but now. Why are you behaving like this? No, go back. A whole lot of things have happened. And then talking about business, because I'm just talking about what causes these things and what we can do. Talking about business, I'm now linking it to the Okoye's family. It's a lesson for everyone who is coming together. It's not even just about family, friends. When they come together, there has to be a proper governance structure. Family business that don't have proper governance structure, they fight when it comes to ownership, because now they're having children. Mind you, they're now having wives, and wives, they come with different motives, and it's big influence, very, very big influence. Because something that the wife will say, and you accepted that. No, you are not supposed to accept that. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. Something that you have not even been looking at. So let's also consider it's brutal fact. Then even the management, this we are talking about governance structure. What were the policies in place? Yes, it was a family business. The twins were singing. People loved their songs, And then, of course, the bigger brother, was managing it. And at the end of the day, the whole thing just scattered. Why? On issues of money. It's on issue of governance. It's on issue of all kinds of things that were happening to them. And it should not be. Then, of course, underneath it, the family relationship. So even if they could not even agree on the governance structure, because there had been cracks in the family relationship. When you see family siding this one, family siding that one, you know that the family is not together. It's not a family that they have put unity in context. And it does not start now. It was when they were young. I would like to stop here that, sibling rivalry, even in the Bible, we have it. You understand when we're talking about Jacob and Esau? We all know. For some of us that read the Bible, you understand? So parents, let's be careful. Let's be even when you love someone, don't show it to other people. Treat your children the same way, because they're your children. Because when you have gone, now the mother has gone, isn't it? I'm not making blames on the mother.
Yeah.
She could have done well. And the influence of exposure, the influence of wives, the influence of friends, like when we are growing up, they will tell us that, show me your friends, I will tell you who you are. Why? Because they know that the friends can actually have, influence on you. So at times I always try to wonder that, why would friends have influence on me? Why can't I have influence on my own friends? But it depends on where the stronger pull is coming from, right? But then we have to go back. So parents, if you do not want sibling rivalry, watch out now and do the needful with your children. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Buki. Nima, do you want to say something for me, Susan?
Okay, so I agree that the parents have a role to play sometimes in sibling rivalry. And I don't think anybody's going to argue with me. Siblings can be the most annoying people on earth. At least my siblings. But still, there's that love and connection. And no matter what they do, I'll let it go at the end of the day. If I shout, I'll shout and shut up. But if we're now coming from the point of parents picking favorites, parents picking sides, don't you hear about people say, "Omotoba komatureko"? If anything happens in your house, well, see, I'm not discounting trauma here. I get that, yes, for some people it might be traumatic, but I'm saying we grow to be adults. Whatever it is your parents might have done, after some time, you stop living in their house. We want to have children, at least for those who want to have children. Like Buki said, if your children see you are always fighting with your brother, you're always fighting with your sister, they're going to pick a page from your book. And there's no way you want to tell them you should be united. Where is the unity between you and your siblings? Well, everybody will not turn to walnuts. You know, when walnut is growing, they from the roots they go in different directions. Have you ever seen it for me?
Mm-mm.
Okay, they go in different directions. So when people want to describe sibling rivalry, they'll say "Omo yawusa," different directions. That's how Yoruba people say it. Coming to this business issue, it seems like I'm going to just repeat what Buki has said. It's greed, lack of tolerance,
Mm-hmm.
disrespect, lack of patience. That is what causes siblings to fight over money. And I think money is so minute, is something so little that shouldn't cause problems between families, between siblings. And for every sister here, every brother listening to me today, see, there's nobody like your sibling.
Hmm.
You would have friends outside. See, for me, legit, this thing happened to me. I told my friend to do something for me. And she's always like, "Oh, Nima is like my sister from another mother."
One.
And I knew it was not convenient for her. I told her to just spend 30 minutes of her time for me. For me, she didn't do it with excuses.
Mm-hmm.
I told my elder brother. My elder brother sat in the cold all night long to do something for me.
Mm.
So when we are saying, "Oh, siblings," think that there's good in your siblings. You
Mm.
can't meet people like them outside. Many times I tell my parents, "What you are doing, it seems like you are favoring this person over me." But then I learned to put whatever mommy and daddy is doing aside and focus on my siblings, their
Mm.
individuality.
Mm.
How do they react to things? What do they do for me? What can I do for them? Even when we are fighting, even when my mother picks sides sometimes, I'm like, "You know what, mommy? You are just doing how you know how to do your own.
Right.
But reacting based as the person you are." But with my siblings, no, we put mommy aside. So when people come out to say, "Oh, childhood trauma," "Oh, my dad," see, I'm not discounting trauma, but you are adults. You have
Mm.
mixed with people. You have met different people. So some things you have in mind from your childhood, you should be able to let go of some of them.
Mm.
In as much as it is not that sibling who offended you so much. And also to the parents. Parents should see. I've never really experienced my parents picking one child over the other. They let me do what I want to do. They let my siblings do what they want to.
Mm.
But I've seen people with parents who favor another child, who
Mm.
brush the child aside. So parents should try as much as possible to make their children feel seen. It's normal to have a favorite. It's
Is
normal.
it?
Yes, it is. We are human. It is. You people react to you differently. People treat you differently. Some things my brother does for my mother, I would never do it for her. And she has accepted that that is how I am. She has. And there's some things I would do for her any other child would not do. And she has accepted that that is how all of them are. So if you have a child who makes you so happy, it is normal to have a favorite. But what I think parents should do is make their children feel seen the same way.
Yeah.
Make their children feel loved the same way. Me, I'm the electoral woman in my house. I don't shut up. I go, and I know that many times when I'm talking, my mother doesn't listen. But mommy, are you listening? Yes, Nima, I'm listening. So, but I know when I am talking, when I bring serious issues to her, she's actually going to listen. The same way my siblings, when they bring serious issues, she's going to listen. When I have a need, she's going to fulfill it. So that is what I am saying. Parents should make their children feel seen equally. Make them
Right.
feel respected equally.
All right.
If you like
Okay.
a child, you don't need to make it seem like, oh yes, because I like Fumi, I'm going to treat Cinema like she doesn't matter. No, it doesn't
Mm.
work that way.
Mm.
And
All
siblings
right.
too, learn to try to bridge gaps. I've had so many people say, my brother doesn't want to talk to me, so me too, I'm not talking to him. Bridge that gap between you and your siblings if you can, to the best of your ability. Don't let spaces be between you and your siblings, because at the end of the day, like I said, they are the ones for you, you are the ones for them.
All right. Susan, I watched a snippet of a Yoruba movie where his mom was the one that was actually fanning fanning the embers of enmity between her children. She was doing to all her children, and it all came to a head, and it discovered that she was the one, and everybody was like, ah, and that's where maybe I sort of like agree with Nima when she said, um, you're old enough, you should be able to know your left from your right. But then I think that sometimes when a mom starts feeding children from when they are little, like it already becomes enmeshed in you. You don't know your left from. I don't even know how to explain this question I want to ask. I think in the role is how does an individual, a young person, a sibling, how do you swim when you've discovered that that's even if you discover that your mom is saying rubbish, or your mom has been the one that has been fanning, putting you people's head against each other. I don't know, but Susan, I think you sort of like understand what I'm saying. Please, your thoughts.
Thank you, Fumi, and thank you to the ladies who have spoken. You know, they've laid a great foundation. Our peacemaker, Mama Buki, and then Nima, the bad book with a touch of Gen Z in between. I want to come in from the angle of someone who has experienced it
Oh,
myself.
okay.
You understand? Now, and I agree with Nima, you might not even know that you are promoting sibling rivalry with the way you do things. You see, and this is for the general public who are listening. Why can't you be like your brother? We've seen this happen. Your brother is always taking first. Why are you always the last? They will always talk about career. Your brother chose a better career. Marriage, as in the case of P Square, which was where their mom actually fell out with one of the twins, saying, "Oh, she doesn't," which is typical of an Igbo woman. You know, wondering where should my child go for so tribe or that. You see, these are some of the things. We've talked about favoritism. There's also the place of Yoko Bonvita, talking about the movie you saw for me, where
Oh, okay.
parents
That's
tend to
nice.
tilt towards the child that is always bringing. We are all different. We might be your children, but the spirit to give. I can sacrifice half of my earning just to see that my parents are happy. It doesn't mean I'm better than my siblings. That is just me doing what I need to do. You understand? There is also that, you know. Now, it is this one that is going to take almost everything that we have. There's a family business for me, you know, who gets more parental attention. Nima just cited an instance. You see, there's a lot of things. And the fact that we might come out from the same uterus of what the fact that we are two different personalities. Let's not, it's very, very important that we do not forget that. And so some of these things can lead to misunderstanding. I'm just trying to look at all the issues that bring rivalry. In my own case, I am the first of 5 children. And be speaking to my youngest sister. And when I'm talking of my youngest sister, maybe 15 years ago, this is someone who is far away because my immediate sister is like 9 years, 10 years younger than I am. And you are saying, why are you always shouting at her? Don't you know she stands a chance of better opportunities than you? And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, because I don't have legs, what next? Do you understand? So if I was to take that to heart, I will make my 4 younger siblings my enemy. Because I have seen it firsthand in the way they act when they want to go out. My mom says, going out with you will be a problem. It's not in this era where it is easy to book a ride and you go. I will be the only one inside the house and everybody will go out. All of these things drive sibling rivalry. You are coming in from, you go and be washing the plates. And that one is wondering, so my other siblings, they cannot wash plates. It is meant for me. You see, again, for me, we live in an era where we cover everything with too much grammar. I'm not too much grammar, I'm still old school. We talk of child trauma and everything. Nima said something and I stand on that. I saw all of this happen to me firsthand, but I made the decision that I will be the rallying point for my siblings and I. I'm the first child. I'm not going to allow what my parents do, and I'm not even going to allow them go before I put peace. So I'm the one who comes to the family group to say, how are we all doing? How is this? How is that? Why should money be a problem for us? Why should it be? I expect that their elder brother who is Jude should step in. It doesn't matter what is going. You people are, forget about the business aspect, taking each other to court. At the end of the day, one surname brings you all together. And that's why I see a lot of pride and ego coming in. I don't want to think about financial equality because our siblings, they have money. But even if you are listening to us this morning and you do not have money, it's not only about money.
Hi, Susan. We can't hear you any longer. I think we lost Susan.
Cultural and family expectations for me. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Stable.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it's up and down. Yes. All right.
So expectations, which is why the mom is repeating, we are not going to have this so woman. Before she passed, the least she could do. And this is why we have a lot of problems. I agree with Mambuki and I also disagree with her. I will apportion blame to whom we need to apportion blame. She's the homemaker, she's the one who gave birth to her children, and so she deserves the right to call all her children and say, since you agreed to marry her, I'm not going to let my family go tabla rasa because you married someone from a different culture. Well, we need to build a culture of communication. In this era, there's a lot of gas. Family like, how are you doing? What is the way forward? I might not have the money, but I have the technical expertise to either pray with my siblings or even advise them. Please let us stop comparison. Comparison, whether it is great, whether it is your siblings can cook better than you, anything it is. Most parents are guilty of this. We should stop comparisons and we should start celebrating each other's success. The same disability that I was castigated about was what took me outside of Nigeria. So, I mean, you sometimes the things we speak against might also come back to
Yeah.
haunt us. We should set healthy boundaries for me.
Yeah.
A lot of family members dish what we cannot take. We should help, you see, to ensure that we have healthy boundaries. Learn to forgive. What is that tip that you are going to cut and cut and cut? Why
Hi, Susan. We
I
can
and
hear
my
you.
siblings to still remember my parents? Learn how who used to be their manager instead of just, escalating it. And if they need professional advice for me,
Uh-oh. The network is dealing with us from Susan's end. Hi, Susan. Can you hear us?
we always strive when love is greater than comparison. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, the network keeps on going in and out.
Okay, let me just give my final word. I'm on the road. So I
Oh,
think that's why my network is fluctuating. For
okay.
me, families will always strive when there is love, when there is no comparison, and for me, when we communicate, and forgive ourselves easily, because at the end of the day, what will remain is, did we protect the relationships that mattered most? What other relationship is worth preserving, if not that with your family? As long as it is not life threatening, please protect your relationship with your family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. I saw a video just when you were speaking of I don't know how true it is, but a video of a lady, the firstborn of the family, who her siblings locked her out. No, yeah, they prevented her from coming into the funeral reception of their mom because she doesn't have money. I've actually seen quite a few stories of that. There was a young lady who wrote an article, I think I read it sometime in July or maybe June, where she said her something was happening and then her siblings were like, oh, because you don't have the money, one thing. And I was like, what could be the cause of this? Their mom died and they didn't allow the big sister, that's the firstborn, to enter the place. And she, because she doesn't have the much, I think each of them had monies they were meant to contribute, and they didn't, because she didn't have enough, or she didn't even have at all to contribute. And like Susan said, she didn't have to contribute money. She could have been the person in charge of making sure that everything went well, and the younger ones didn't allow her. So, and then now, to Susan's point, is it possible that when the mom was alive, right, we have some moms that it is only the child that gives them money that they pay attention to, regardless of their number in their hierarchy. Are they number one or are they number five? They don't see the other children as children because they are not giving them money. We see this. And then there's me and my siblings that even up until 12,000, if my mom needs something, for instance, this week my mom needed to go to the optician to get glasses. We the money was not plenty money, was 36K, was it 18,000, 36K. My siblings and I divided our money to the last one, not because one person cannot drop the money, because how much is 36K you get, but it was a case of we all are going to do this collectively for our mom. We are all are going to do this collectively for our dad, and it's just a wonder, because what would make my siblings cannot even try it. What will make, if I say I don't have, and my siblings I don't have, the two of them is either my youngest sister handles it or my brother handles it. I'm like, I don't have, there's not, if you check me like this, you cannot bring 1 naira. And there are times where it is one person that shoulders the financial responsibility for our parents. So I'm trying to understand what will make someone's sibling, younger siblings. So if you had 4 siblings, or let's say 3 siblings, no matter the number of siblings, and then they did not allow you enter the reception of your mom's funeral because you did not contribute. Ah no, they've not born that sibling well. And maybe that's why I would agree with Nima to say, if you don't want to have sense, if your mom was showing you, at least when you're younger, you might be like, something is wrong. There's the way mommy is treating, but I'm not understanding. You get older and you see that, oh, mommy is always leaning toward what this person is saying, what I am saying, but I'm not the firstborn. It should be the firstborn. You should be able to have sense and give yourself sense. But Buki, over to you.
Oh, you called
Oh,
Buki.
no, go ahead, Nima, before we go to Buki.
The mother might not have any hand in what happened.
You think so? It's impossible.
No, you know I said so. You know, money changes people.
Yeah.
It's possible the siblings grew up, money entered, and they are behaving unkind.
But that's what I'm saying, that it's impossible for money to, because a mom sees you have children, you know their different characteristics, I mean their personality. One of them starts getting money. The problem is that when you make money an idol, right, and you're like, let me not scold my child because the 5k the child is sending me will stop, then you've made that money an idol and you've made that child above you as well. That's why I'm saying that it's impossible. It might not have been on a big scale. The woman, like, if you've tasted poverty before and then you now see somebody that is providing for you, oh, thank God, oh, God don't bless our family, oh, we now have a child that can take care of us. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to call that child to order, whether it is 1 or 2 or 3. Because for those children to have had the audacity to say, to lock their sister out, that woman knows about it.
You know what? I'm trying to tell you that I know these people. Their mother is still alive. But if that woman dies today, Fumi, the younger siblings will lock their elder sister out of the funeral. Because
real life situation.
Yes. If that woman dies today, they will lock that woman out. Because the elder sister is not married. She doesn't have money. But her younger brothers, Choncho, Oncho Abiad and the Tokan. The mother lives with her sons and the sister lives with her mother. To the extent that Fumi, I am an outsider. And when I saw what they were doing, I said, what disrespect.
So the mother is not aware, or the mother is aware?
And she's changing it for her children. So they give to their sister is because their mother is like, you know what? I'll leave your house. Spend your money if you want to on your family, on your children. Give me nothing if you can treat my daughter with respect.
Let's allow Buki weigh in on this, because as a mom myself, I don't know, because and that's why I'm saying that when those boys started behaving this way, it's like, I say, bad character is like grass.
There are some mothers and there are some mothers.
Some people she did not nip it in the bud. Before we go, Buki, over to you.
Okay, I've listened to everybody, and I want to sound a note of warning. When you are looking at the root cause, it's always good to look at the root cause, not what is on the tree. Parenting is a very high factor. I mentioned it when I made my submission, and I do not want us to shift it, because it is what you have sown in the lives of your children when they were young. Then the next step is environment, where they grew up, where they grew up and all that. And that is why you find out that some parents, with intentionality, they monitor the environment their children go to. They're not stupid. They know what they are doing, because they know that it's like you have sown a seed. As a farmer, what do? You guard, because you do not want the enemies to come and eat it or do whatever they want to do with it. So you guard it. And so you might not like what I'm going to say, but many a times when the children are growing up, we do not nurture them with love, unity, it is very critical. Many of you, I mean, all what you have said, I mean, you cited examples so that people will understand what we are saying, and it's very good. You know, you say, you cannot be like your brother. Your brother is always taking first. You know, those are practical examples, and that's why I am warning parents today. Look at what you are doing. You might not know. Many parents do not know, because that was how our own parents also did. But now that we are now bringing it to the fore, you now need to know that, hey, so this is what I'm doing, because it will come up later. Then the next level that you see is money. That is why somebody can say, oh, because you don't have money, you are the eldest, you don't have money, you are going to lock the person out of your Mother's Day. It's very possible. But go down memory lane. I hear Nima, I hear Susan. People are not correct. But that is when you know that what you are doing is wrong. If you do not know, how will you correct? And that is why I also mentioned that in this day and age, because information is everywhere. We have said it many times. You should listen to people, listen to people's testimonials, go to seminars, read books, listen to podcasts. That is when you know that what I am doing is wrong. For instance, we are planning our marriage family life month in church, and we did a feedback form. Do you know that somebody said that it was because this is an elderly person, he's already married, so I want to believe that he should be above 25 or 30. He said he has children, so he should be above, let's just say 30. He said it was because he listened to an interview in church last year. Then he realized that he had been impatient, because all along he grew up like that, because that was what the family was. Everybody impatient. It was when he realized that he had that in we did a panel session. That was when he realized that what he was doing wrong. If he was not there, he would not. And that's why we are saying that be in places where people talk. That is when you will now know that mulati korami. And then, of course, I've talked about money and inheritance, and then marriage. These are pointers that people should look at. The angle of the mother. Yes, if you have caused it, you can actually take responsibility, to make amends, but it's going to be at cost, because it's a and even the father too, because we are always talking about the mother. Let's also bring the father into that. Is why you are the leader. You set the direction. You set what the values of the house is. If you want your house to be a war front, and that is what you are going to do. But if you want your house to be at peace with unity, you will keep saying it. Do you know that there are some people that come from polygamous family, right? I know of a particular man. He said, yes, I know I have wives and I have children, but when it comes, the wives can be fighting, but when it comes to my children, hey, they are one. And he was intentional about that. Very, very intentional. I am not saying, I am talking about one of the children telling me that, because I said, why are you together like this? He said, no, when we were very young, that's what my father will always rein it to us. The mothers can be fighting, but he will call all the children together. He will do the same thing for the children. It's costly. You have your own money. But I want to wrap up with our own whatever. I mean, we are different economic level. But when it comes to family issue, it can be one of us that will put the money down. But when we are there, we'll say it is the whole family. At times we split. At times when we say, look, I don't have, but maybe somebody has. That is the way we were raised. Thank you.
Thank you so much. On that note, we call it a note on today's edition of HerLens. This matter, it is God that will really help us. I really like the sound of warning that, with the note of warning that Buki sounded to parents. Please, if you're parents, we got to do better. We got to be better than what our parents have done to us. Though I did, whether via ignorance or whatever, we have to be better. It's not too late to also retrace your steps if your children are already grown. It's not too late. It will take a lot of hard work, but it's not too late. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on the program today. Catch you on Monday in the new month for another edition of HerLens. Up next is Radio Doctor. Bye for now.
The voice of women. It's not just talk, but it will take you. We play everything and we play them better.
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 480 7613.
Nigeria, a nation of many languages and many